detailed information about convicts sentenced to community service, including the name of the convict sentence and the date of sentence, nature, duration, location of the community service, residential address of the convict, photograph, and other means of identification as may be appropriate. The registrar of this court shall forward to the Directorate of Drug Rehabilitation, a department of NDLEA, a copy of the order together with any other documents and information relating to the case for the NDLEA to counsel the offender with a view to bringing about his reformation, and during the period of supervision and counseling, the offender to regularly report to the NDLEA and must not commit any other offense. The exhibits found in the possession of the convict without lawful authority shall be returned to the office of NDLEA and shall be as condemned substances, be confiscated and forfeited to the federal government of Nigeria, and shall portion to the extant laws of Nigeria be destroyed by the NDLEA by burning at a public function it will organize for the destruction of all judicially condemned narcotic and psychotropic substances. The event shall, on NDLEA's invitation, be witnessed by representatives of the Nigerian Police Force, the DSS, the Nigerian Civil Defense Corps, and such as NAFDAC, National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency, as well as the press, both the print and electronic media, and the general public. The convict has 90 days within which to appeal both the conviction and sentence if he's not satisfied with same.
Yau kamar yadda yanzu muka gaya maka cewa yau ne ranar yanke hukunci kamar haka. Kotu ne ta gabatar da hukunci kamar haka. Duk da yake ma kotu ta yi dubi da yanayin shekarunka, amma an yi dubi da cewa kai mai yin amfani, kai mai sai da wannan al'amarin ne, wannan tabar wuyi.
Salihu, it's not selling. He doesn't. He didn't say he's selling.
Kai ka kasance mai amfani da ita ne. To don haka kuma kotu ta yi dubi da yanayin shekarunka, sannan kuma kana ta'ammali da ita tsawon lokaci kana ta'ammali da wannan al'amari. Kuma sannan kotu ta ce gaya maka wannan yin da kai amfani da kake da ita yana ba da matsala ga rayuwar ɗan adam, sannan kuma da wasu mutane ma da suke kwaikwayon irin halayyar ta. Sannan kuma kotu ta ce a sanar da kai lalle kai ka kasance tsoho ne a cikin harkar, ka dade kana kai ba bakon yi bane bisa bincike da aka yi akan al'amarin akan kare. Sannan kuma kotu ta ce a sanar maka lalle yau ita ce ranar da kotu ta hukunta ka na gudanar da aikace na al'umma na share-share da ake gudanarwa tsawon shekara 2. Wannan aikin za ka gudanar da shi. Akwai hukumar kamar haka, akwai hukuma ta ita NDLEA, hukumar za su je su tabbatar da kana zuwa wannan aikin. Sakamakon rashin zuwan ka kuma in aka samu ko baka zuwa, to kotu aka dawo da kai, kotu za ta buga hukunci da tsaura akan al'amarin. Sannan kuma in ba za a ba da kai yanzu ba sai dan uwanka ya sa hannu, saboda in ka ki zuwa za mu ci tare da zai biya tara ta naira 500 za a tura a account ɗin kafa. Sannan kuma kotu sai a gaya ma hukuncin yana da sassauci. Sannan kuma tana so in ka gama wannan aikin ka zama mutum mai nagari, ka bar kuma mu'amalar wannan abu saboda gudun ƙara kar wani abu ya faru. Alhamdulillah. Sannan kuma kotu ta ce a gaya maka hukuncin nata lalle yana da sassauci a kai, amma in bai game ka ba akwai kwana 90 za ka iya ɗaukaka ƙara a kotun gaba.
Ta mata.
Passport please, my lord.
Okay. Mala Salis, I hope he understands that he has been convicted to join the Hisbah in his community to clear the nearest cemetery to where he resides.
Na'am. Sannan kuma shi wannan aikin da aka sa kan a kusa da inda kake a nan ne za a tabbatar da wannan aikin naka, za a je a baka aikin da za ka na gudanarwa, share-share da tsare-tsaren ciyawa, gyare-gyare dai a ƙasa.
Malam Garba Hamza, ba za a rufe ka ba, za a bar ka ka rika zuwa makabarta, za ka haɗu da 'yan Hisba, kuna share makabarta, kuna gyara makabarta for the shekara 2 mai zuwa. Ka fahimce ni?
Ka fahimce ki.
So idan ka baka zuwa, 'yan Hisba suka gaya wa 'yan NDLEA baka zuwa wannan, to dole a rufe ka.
Ai ban isa ba
For the next 2 shekara 2 dole ka rika zuwa kana taimakawa 'yan Hisba, suna zuwa makabarta suna gyara makabarta. Na yi la'akarin da shekarunka kuma wannan ɗabi'a da kake yi ka fita sha'anin.
Na gode, Allah ƙara miki imani da tausayi.
Thank you.
Allah ƙara miki.
Close the next case.
Allah ƙara miki.
That number FSC/DM/CR/17/2024 between Pierre Pondra and Ahmadu Dalladi, aka Madu.
Ahmadu Dalladi. My Lord, the defendant and the speaker of Samana.
Respectfully, my Lord, my name is Usman Bamala. My humble appearance is for the complainant. My Lord, the matter is selected today for sentencing and subject to my Lord overriding convenience, my Lord, we are ready to proceed.
Sentence. The convict Ahmadu Dalladi, aka Mado, was arraigned before this court in 2-count charge of being in possession of 400 grams of dry weed substance suspected to be cannabis sativa, a narcotic substance similar to cocaine, heroin, and LSD, and 1 gram of tramadol tablet, and 6 grams of D5 tablets suspected to be psychotropic substances, which are offenses under Section 19 of NDLEA Act, Cap 30 laws of the Federation of Nigeria. The convict pleaded guilty to the 2 counts, and the learned counsel to the prosecution applied for a summary trial, which the court obliged in line with Section 2741 and 2 and Section 375 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act. In passing sentence on the convict, the fact that the convict did not plead guilty to the charge early in the trial when he was arraigned on the 20th March 2024, but I noticed the fact that he appears remorseful. I also take into consideration the plea mitigation made by the convict for the court to temper justice with mercy, being a family man. This court has also taken into consideration that the convict is a first-time offender before this court, but the court is also required, especially in cases involving illicit dealing in narcotics, to take into consideration the nature of the drugs involved. In this case, I have to consider the amount of the Indian hemp and other psychotropic substances found with the convicts and the adverse effects on him and his family and the colossal damage it causes the society. Therefore, there's the need to give a deterrent sentence to send the message home that such acts are not acceptable. However, having regard to the considerations which are analyzed are factors which ought to inform the sentence which this court will pass. Although the quantity of the illicit drugs recovered from his possession is not such a considerable amount, which he confirms that he uses the illicit substances, and that certainly betray him as a consumer and not a commercial dealer. In the final analysis, I hereby sentence you, Amadu Aladi, aka Mado, to 12 months imprisonment for the offenses you have been convicted of, to commence from date of arraignment. This is to serve as a punishment to you and a deterrent to others. This honorable court admonishes you to stay away from crime or any of its appearances. Essentially, the essence of punishment is to obtain a reformation in the subject. You are enjoined to stay true to your words and lead an exemplary life after serving your sentence. The exhibits shall be returned to the office of NDLEA to be destroyed. The convict has 90 days within which to appeal, but the sentence, the conviction and sentence, if it's not satisfied, be same.
Alhamdulillah, yau ne kotu ta gabatar da hukunci akan ainihin shari'ar da ake yi akan laifin da ta aikata. Bisa ga la'akari da kotu ta yi dubi da cewa wannan shi ne farkon lokacin da aka fara gurfanar da kai a gaban kotu. Kamar haka yadda kotu ta faɗa. Kuma kotu ta yi hukunci akan an same ka da tuhuma akwai tabaruri akwai ƙwayoyi masu haukatarwa. To duk dai kotu ta haɗa ta yi hukunci a kai. Za ka yi wata 12 a nan gidan gyaran hali. Sannan kuma bayan ka yi wata 12 nan, kotu ta ce a gaya maka tana so ka koma mutum na gari ne ba wai koma ka ci gaba da aikata irin wannan laifin ba. Kuma sannan wata 12 tun daga rasa haka kama ka ta fara tafi har zuwa yanzu.
Arraignment. Not on the day he was apprehended, but on the day he was arraigned.
Ranar da aka gaban kotu daga rana aka fara lissafi, to da za a fara lissafawa. Sannan kotu na baka shawara cewa in kai wannan zama a gidan gyaran halin, in ka fita zama halin ka ya gyara ka gaggauta zama mutum na gari ba wai ka je ƙara ci gaba da aikata laifuka makamantan wannan. Sannan kuma ta ce kana da yanci in ka ga hukuncin bai game ka ba nan da kwana 90 ma ka iya ɗaukar ƙara a kotun gaba. Man da kotu ce a gaba. As court please man.
Thank you, Master Alisu.
Thank you
Let's
very
call
much.
the next case.
Thank you very much.
Charge number FSC/DM/CR/19 2024 between Federal Republic of Nigeria and Hussaini Alhaji Bala, aka Kifi.
Hussein Alhaji Bala, aka Kifi. Yes, my lord, the defendant is present at the correction center and he speaks Hausa.
Respectfully, my lord, my name is Usomba Madam. My humble appearance is for the complainant. My lord, the matter is selected today for judgment and subject to my lord convenience. We are ready to proceed.
To,
Sentence. On the 4th day of February 2025, the convict Hussaini Alhaji Bala hearing was adjudged guilty of the indictment in the 3-count charge sheet dated 18th March 2024 and filed 19th March 2024. The 4th day of March 2025 being the last adjourned date, the convict decided to change his plea of not guilty, which he entered when he was arraigned before this court on the 6th day of February 2024, to a plea of guilty, hence his conviction. The convict did not show remorse by willingly or voluntarily assuming responsibility for his conduct upon arraignment last year. During allocutions, the convict confirmed that he was convicted before in a similar case before this court, and therefore not a first-time offender before me. Salisu, can you interpret?
yes, madam. Yes, madam. Kotu ta ce, wannan lokacin da ka gurfana a gabanta a baya can ka taɓa gurfanuwa a gaban kotun nan kamar yadda kotu take faɗa, kuma yanzu ma shine ka ƙara gurfana ya zama ka taɓa aikata laifi a gaban kotun an kawo ka kuma yanzu ma ka ƙara aikatawa. Ba wai shine na farko ba gurfana ka gaban kotu, haka ne? Yes, my lord.
Sentencing was deferred till today to enable me have a deeper reflection on the appropriate sentence which will meet the justice of his case. In my effort to do this, I took the opportunity to read the extrajudicial statement made by the convict, which was in the court file portion to Section 122 Evidence Act 2011.
Yes, my lord.
Or do you want me to repeat that?
Yes, my lord.
I said the sentencing was deferred till today to enable me have a deeper reflection on the appropriate sentence which will meet the justice of his case. In my effort to do this, I took the opportunity to read the extrajudicial statement made by the convict, which was in the court file.
Court, please. Kotu ta ce, ta yi amfani da wannan damar tata da kotun saboda ta ainihin kawo ranar hukuncin zuwa ga yau don ta tabbatar da ta gabatar da hukunci daidai da yadda ya dace da laifin da.
In my effort to do this, I took the opportunity to read the extrajudicial statement made by the convict.
Sannan kotu ta bada ta sa damarta na karanta wannan bayani jawaban da ka bayar a gabanta kamar haka.
The extrajudicial statement he gave the NDLEA.
Wannan jawaban da ka bayar a wajen hukumar masu hana shari'a. Kotu ta yi amfani da wannan jawaban da ka bayar a wajensu da shi take amfani yanzu.
Upon reading the convict's extrajudicial statement, I had the impression of a man of 30 years who has not really been fully engaged in any productive venture. He has no wife or children and therefore no liability.
Kuma sannan da shi kai din mai shekaru ne kusan 30 ga shi ba ya'ya ba mata kuma ga aikata wannan laifuka kamar haka din.
Having regard to the following facts.
Saboda haka wa'annan dalilan ne yasa kamar haka.
1.
Na ɗaya.
The convict did not show remorse by willingly or voluntarily assuming responsibility for his conduct upon arraignment last year.
Na farko dai baka taɓa nuna wani wani
Nadama.
nadamar aikata abin da kake yi ba tun daga baran ma a bara din baka taba nuna nadamar aikata wannan laifin da ka yi shi a bayan ba.
2. The convict confesses that he's an ex-convict who was charged to this court on similar offense.
Sannan na biyu, wannan tuhuma ya tabbata shi ne na biyu daga ƙara aikatawa a gaban wannan kotu.
3.
Na uku,
Therefore, he is not a first-time offender before this court.
na uku kuma ba wai lokaci na farko bane na aikata laifi da ka gurfana a gaban wannan kotu. Ba yanzu bane na ɗaya, ka taɓa yi da.
4.
Na hudu,
Convicts confessed to have been arrested about 4 times by the NDLEA on drug-related offenses.
na hudu kuma ka tabbatar wa hukumar NDLEA ba wai yanzu ne na farko ba, kusan sau 4 kana gurfanuwa a gabansu kamar yadda za ke faɗa a bayanan da ka bar a gaban nasu.
5.
Na
He
biyar,
stated that he smokes, buy, and sell for the past 8 to 9 years. Therefore, in this illicit trade, he's not a novice.
sannan na biyar, kana sha, kana saya kuma kana sayarwa. Kimanin shekara 9, 8 a baya duka musu bayani kamar yadda suka gabatar a gaban kotu.
6.
Na shida,
The convict was apprehended and in unlawful possession of 3 different kinds of illicit substance, which confirms that he's not only a mere user or abuser of hard drugs, but is a commercial dealer as well.
na shida kuma ka tabbatar kai mai harkar sai da ita ne ga baki ɗaya al'umma ma ba wai mai sha bane, mai harkar sayarwa ne a al'umma.
He is not only a mere user or abuser of hard drugs, but is also a commercial dealer as well.
Ba wai mai sha bane kai ɗin kawai, ka kasance mai sayarwa ne, saye da sayarwar ta duka aikinka ne.
7.
Na bakwai,
The convict was arrested in a vehicle transporting the illicit substance from one part of the state to another.
sannan na bakwai, ka kasance kana safararsa ne a mota, kamar daga guri zuwa guri kana safararta zuwa wasu gurare haka na sayarwa ko saya.
That was how he was apprehended. That was how he was apprehended.
Idan saboda haka shi yasa aka kama ka akan haka.
Number 8.
Na takwas,
The convict who stated that he's a fisherman by trade, but clandestinely selling illicit substances.
na takwas, ka ce kai mai harkar kifi ne, amma kuma a cikin harkar kifin kake sawa kake yawo da kayanka wajen saida shi kamar yadda yanzu ya bayyana.
9.
Na tara,
The fact that trading in illicit drugs has been adjudged as an organized economic crime is the reason why, as an ex-convict, once he finished his sentence, went readily back to the same illicit business in the hope that even if he's caught, just a question of a few months incarceration, and he'll be released to return to the business and make good money in illicit trafficking in hard drugs.
don haka yanzu a na tara, shi da ma wannan harkar kana yin ta ne, kuma sannan ko da yanzu ma ka gama din ba wai za ka daina yin ta ba domin ka dade a ciki kana yin ta, ka fake da ita da wata sana'a ne sai ka hada da wannan din kake harkar ka ya bar ka batar da shi a cikin harkar. Don haka ko da a ce ka gama ma zaman naka ba wai za ka daina harkar ba ne saboda ka dade dama da ita ba wai sabon shiga ba.
10.
Na goma,
From the foregoing reasons, there are no any overriding considerations or extenuating issues that warrants the convict to be given a discount in terms of his sentence.
a wannan hukunci da kotu take gabatarwa duka duk wani dalili da ya gabata a gaban kotu dalili ne wanda ya kamata a hukunta ka a kai kamar yadda kotu ta faɗa sannan kuma dama ba wai bakon harkar bane a cikin yi gudanar da wannan harkar din da kake sannan babu wani dalilin zai sa a yi maka sassauci kamar yadda kake so saboda dama ba wai bako bane kai a harkar kamar yadda kotu ce a gaya maka. As court please, madam.
Now, this honorable court, upon the considerations which are analyzed above, the sentence the court will impose is to be such as will deter the convict from going back to the same or similar activity as constituting the offense for which he is being punished. In the final analysis, yes.
Kotu ta ce, ko a yanda ta fuskanta, ko da an hukunta ka, in ka fitan ma ba wai za ka canja ba ne. Saboda da za ka canja ba zai yiwu kayi ka ƙare ba kamar yadda kotu ta faɗa. As court please, my lord.
In the final analysis, the convict is hereby sentenced on the first count charge of being in possession of 1.250 kilograms of cannabis sativa to 3 years imprisonment.
Tuhuma ta farko wanda aka same ka da kilogram 1.250 ko ta ɗaure ka shekara 3.
The convict is further sentenced on the second count charge of being in possession of 50 grams of tramadol and 5 grams of D5 to 8 months imprisonment.
Kuma tuhuma ta biyu wata 8 ne ɗaurin da aka yi maka wata 8 tuhuma ta biyu.
On the third count of transporting the dried weed D5 and tramadol tablets to 1 year imprisonment.
Shi kuma tuhuma ta uku na wannan safara da kake yi an ɗaure ka shekara 1 shi kuma.
The sentence shall run consecutively and be deemed to have commenced from the 12th day of February 2025 when the convict changed his plea to guilty.
Sannan kuma wannan zaman duka uku tuhuma ɗin 1, 2, 3, ɗaya shekara 3 na farko, na biyu wata 8, na uku shekara 1 dukan su ɗin da su haɗu ne a cikin ɗaya za su ba. Kowane daban-daban ne. Na shekara ta 2024 wannan shi abin da kotu ce a gaya.
The illicit weeds and psychotropic substance admitted as Exhibit NDLEA Bala, Hussein Bala 4A, 4B, and 4C is hereby confiscated and shall be forfeited to the federal government of Nigeria. The said exhibit shall be destroyed by burning by the NDLEA, along with other judicially condemned narcotics and psychotropic substances at a public function to be organized by the NDLEA. The said event shall be witnessed on NDLEA's invitation by representatives of Nigerian Police Force, the Department of State Security Service, Nigerian Civil Defense Corps, as well as the print and electronic media and the general public. This shall be the court sentence of the convict, which is imposed after reflecting deeply on the appropriate sentence. The convict, who is a young person, is admonished to quickly retrace his steps and upon completing his sentence to return to the society as a reformed person. The convict may not be so lucky if in the future he is caught and charged for a similar offense. This shall be the court sentence. The convict has 90 days within which to appeal both the conviction and sentence if he is not satisfied with same.
As court please, my lord. Sannan kotu ta ce a gaya maka wannan hukunci yana cike da sassauci kamar yadda kotu ta faɗa. Sannan kuma ta ce a gaya maka hukuncin nan kana da kwana 90 in ka ga bai game ka za ka iya ɗaukaka ƙara zuwa kotu gaba wannan hukuncin da aka yi ma. Kotu ta ce a sanar da kai. As court please.
Officer, the convict in his extrajudicial statement stated explicitly from where he got his supplies from and the amount he buys from the suppliers as a commercial dealer. He mentioned the suppliers to be one Abdullahi Baymari and Kachalla, who it seems are the retailers. I doubt if NDLEA in its investigation went after the said Abdullahi Baymari and Kachalla so that they can be apprehended and possibly charged to court. The investigation often conducted by the NDLEA is, in my view, rather too tardy and superficial. And this may be the reason why, despite the incredibly huge convictions which we have judicially recorded, the country's judicial legal systems do not seem to be winning the war against illicit narcotic trade. The big barons are left untouched, and the court is only being asked to try and convict their errand boys who are foot soldiers. There are too many loose ends and loopholes in the investigation being conducted by the NDLEA, and it is time it buckled up. Otherwise, all we do here is to hear its cases and nothing more than sheer waste of precious judicial time and of scarce state resources. Let's call the next case.
Catch number FSC/DM/CR/4/10.5 between Philippine and Ahmed Sani, aka Liki.
Yes, my lord, the defendant is present here at the detention center and he speaks Hausa. Sir.
Representation.
May it please, my lord. I am Z.I. Mustafa, Mrs. appearing alongside MB Ngohi, humbly announcing our appearance for the defendant.
Lord, the matter is fixed today for the review of fact, and haven't noticed that my lord counsels have announced appearance in this matter. But my lord, it would be interesting to inform this court that we would be asking for the court for a short standing down 10 minutes, my lord, is okay? Both, my lord, to produce certain exhibit, my lord, and evidence to tender in the course of the review of the fact, my lord. We apologize for any inconvenience, my lord, we may cause these proceedings. Thank you very much.
Hi.
My lord, may we ask for standing down to 11 a.m., my lord.
We are not objecting.
In 5 minutes, sir?
My lord, 10 minutes ready.
That's it. I just stood down to 11:15 for review of facts.
As copy.
As of
Lauya mai wata da mintuna kamar 10 haka saboda ba su ƙaraso ba masu tahowa da kayan da tabbatar da kotu ka je ka zama.
That number FSC/DM/CM/46/2024 between Federal Nigeria and Sarah Ali.
Tara Ali Hausa. Yes, my lord, the defendant is present here at Region Center and he speaks Hausa.
With respect to this honorable court, HF Dora is my name. DDM.
Just give me a minute, counsel.
My lord.
I'm trying to open the file. Give me a minute.
Sorry, my lord.
Okay, representation.
With respect to this honorable court, my lord, HF Dora is my name. DDL, my lord. My humble appearance is prosecution. Thank you, my lord.
Wannan ita ce lauya mai masu tuhuma.
My lord, the case is selected today for review of facts. Thank you, my lord. It's selected today for review of facts. Subject to your overriding convenience, my lord, we are ready with a witness.
Lauya mai gabatar da karti tana shirye da a gudanar da shari'ar kamar haka.
Yes, go ahead.
Inspector Samson Wa.
Wait, first before. Okay. Yes, my lord. PW1 is in the witness box and is ready to affirm himself.
I expect something. Attack to CID Damaturu. If we have the sentiments, we ask. So the motion and affirm that the evidence I shall put the court can be the truth, the whole truth, open the truth. So
Yes, my lord. PW1 has affirmed himself. He is male, adult, and a Christian.
Is there a seat there?
Yes.
You can have a seat.
Wannan shi ne shaida da ya gabata a gaban kotu wanda ya bada shaida a kan tuhumar da ake maka.
Thank you, Officer, for promise. Please, once again, let the honorable court your name. Officer, tell us your name, please.
my name is Samson Wahid.
Samson. How old are you?
50 years old.
Please, officer, speak a little bit loud so that we can hear you very well. Thank you. How old are you? Say
50 years.
50 years old. You are a religion officer?
My religion is Christianity.
Christian. As a police officer, why are you attached to?
To state CID Damaturu. Your best state.
First CID Damaturu. As What is your responsibility there?
Responsibility is investigation,
Huh?
criminal investigation.
Criminal investigation.
And Malo Salihu, can you interpret?
Yes, my lord. Wannan mai gabatar da shaida kamar yadda yanzu ya bayyana a gaban kotu. Lauya mai tuhuma ta tambaye shi ya sunansa, ita sunansa Samson. Shekarar ta nawa ce ya kai shekara 50. Me ya aiki sai ce yana aiki da 'yan sandan farin kaya ne. Kamar yadda yanzu ake faɗa. As court please, my lord.
Thank you.
Thank you. For how long, officer? Years of experience.
Okay, it's about 7 years.
7 years. Officer, have a look at the accused person. Have a look at it through this system. Have a look at him very well.
It's a very handy.
You have seen him?
I think
And cast your mind back to 23rd day of May, 2024, and tell the Honorable Court where were you and what happened in respect to this case.
Yawwa, lauya mai tuhuma ta ce masa a shi mai ba da shaida. Ya kallo
A minute.
in
You
ya
should
kalli
always pay attention. Allow him to interpret to the
As the first,
defendant before you answer.
as the first day. Thank you, madam.
ya kalli thank you, my lord. Ta ce kalli screen sosai. Ya kalle ka, ya ce ya kalle ka. Ta ce zai iya tunawa a wata ranar 23 ga watan biyar na shekarar da ta gabata zai iya tunowa, ya ce zai iya tunowa kamar haka zai fara jawabai. As court please, my lord.
Yes, go ahead.
On duty at State Side Damaturu when the case of illegal imposition of a firearm. The case was assigned to anti-kidnapping section. Well, SP Vitrus.
Just a minute. You have not appeared before this court before.
Huh?
You have not appeared before this court before as a witness. So you should be mindful of certain things. As you're talking, I'm writing. So you need to just calm down, watch me. When I finish writing before you say the next sentence. And ensure that the interpreter interprets to the defendant because he doesn't have a counsel. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
You said you were on duty as CID Damaturu in a case of possession of firearm and the
case was assigned to anti-kidnapping section.
was assigned
To anti-kidnapping section.
Can you interpret?
Yes, my lord. We didn't hear him at all, my lord. That the witness. We didn't hear him. Well, my lord.
Can you just repeat because he's complaining that he hardly hears you. Where's the microphone?
Okay. Okay. The case of illegal possession of firearm on 23 May 2024 was assigned to anti-kidnapping section.
a ranar 23 ga watan biyar ne aka kawo ga gare shi a ofishinsu na gudanar da bincike na farin kaya da wani abu ƙirar bindiga wanda ba halattacciya ba ce wannan bindiga ɗin kamar yadda yake faɗa.
I'm waiting for you.
Okay, while SP Vitus Noah, Inspector Samson Wahi, Inspector Abdullahi Yarakawa, Mohammed Said, and PC Ishaq Hassan was detailed to investigate.
Sannan kuma ya ce akwai wasu manyan isbetoci manya na nasu na 'yan sanda irin su isbeto Abdullahi da wasu haka duka suna nan a lokacin.
A detail to investigate. Can you call out the names again?
Call the name.
May I call it again? Well, SP Petrus Luang, Inspector Samson Wahi.
Just a minute.
Slowly, officer.
Because she is right.
Yes.
Abdullahi Yarakawa.
Abdullahi who?
Yes, sir. Inspector Abdullahi Yarakawa. Yes, my lord.
Abdullahi.
Abdullahi Yarakawa. Corporal Mohammed Saidi. And Ishaq Hassan.
Okay, we are detailed to investigate the matter. Okay. Yes.
Suspects comfortable seat was given to him.
Salisu,
Yes, my lord.
that the suspect was comfortable as a seat was given to him, as a chair was given to him.
As court.
We need to buy the chair.
Salisu,
Yes, my lord.
you did not interpret what the witness just.
Yes, my lord. The problem is
I did not say the witness should sit down. Salisu, I was just,
Yes, ma'am.
can you repeat, police officer? I'm not supposed to be telling them what you are, so you need to, I mean, speak up.
Okay, my lord. Suspect comfortable the seat was given to him.
Did you hear that?
My lord, we didn't hear him, my lord.
That the suspect was comfortable as he was given a chair to sit on.
As court please. Sannan kuma kai da ake tuhumar ka suka baka wajen zama mai kyau saboda su gudanar da bincikensu a kai.
Yes.
My superior officer was seated. Inspector Samson was seated. PC Sharp was seated.
Officer. Calm down.
All
All officers were seated. Is that it? Yes, continue. We have so many other cases for the day. Yes.
Then an asked a suspect, did he get a relative or lawyer? He said he didn't.
He stated.
Seated. My superior officer was seated.
He stated that
He said, when you asked him, sorry, my lord, that whether you can
he
get a
asked-
lawyer. What did he say?
He said he didn't get
He-
anyone. He didn't get anyone.
He didn't get anyone.
Sannan ofisoshin su ma kowa aka bashi mazauni duka suka zazzauna har da kai an baka mazauni don gudanar da wannan binciken.
He was asked if he needed representation, and he said he does not have. Whether he needed a lawyer.
Sannan kuma suka tambaye ka ko kana so ka ɗau lauya ka ce musu a'a.
Officer, from there, what happened?
From there, statement recorded for him, voluntary in English language.
Sannan
And
sun ɗauke
what question?
sun ɗauki bayanan naka a fili haka babu wani hanyar wani damu ko
Translated to him in Hausa language.
Officer, wait.
She looked at me. You can go ahead. You can go ahead. And read over to him in Hausa language. He understood and confronted. And he confessed for the alleged offense committed.
sannan an ɗauka da yaren Hausa ma duka statement ɗin har aka baka ma waje ka dangwala hannun.
My Lord, that the Saleh Ali was arrested along Damaturu to Bimari Road in position of fabricated rubber pistol with 12 rounds of live ammunition.
Sannan ya karanta ko cewa an same ka hanyar Damaturu zuwa Baimari ne da wannan haramtacciyar bindigar da aka samu wajen nan.
In possession of?
Fabricated rubber pistol with 12 rounds of live ammunition. Which he would not certificate account about it. He said he picked it from his farm and he refused to hand over to the security service. And convicted.
Just a minute. Mr. Salisu, did you hear that?
Yes, my lord. We didn't hear him, my lord.
You have to pay attention to two things. To me while I'm recording, and then to the interpreter. Because he doesn't have counsel, I'm worried. I need you to speak fluently to enable the interpreter hear you and interpret to the defendant. Can you repeat your last, what you just said?
My lord, that the Saleh Ali was arrested along Damaturu to Bemari Road in condition of fire, in position of fabricated rubber pistol with 12 round live ammunition.
Ali ya ce an same ka kan hanyar Damaturu zuwa Baimari da wannan bindiga wanda ake magana a kanta marar bindigar da ba ta da asali ko lasisi da ce sannan da wasu alburusai kamar da yake faɗa.
Yes.
And he could not keep suspicious account about it. And he said he picked the gun from his farm. And he
Sannan ka
refused
ce mutum ka samu bindigan ne a gona.
to firearm to the security service.
Officer,
Mm.
uh, you have to speak loud and should be bit by bit. My Lord is recording you, and you know the accused is also hearing what you are saying. So you have to speak very well.
Said a gun he picked in his farm, which he could not specifically account for.
Yes, sir.
Did
Yes,
you
madam.
interpret that, Mr. Salisu?
Yes, madam, tabbacin biyu. Wannan ya ce a wajen lokacin ka ba da bayanin cewa akan hanyar Damaturu zuwa Baimari inda aka kama ka da bindigar. Sannan ka ce an sa ka da bindigar ne a gona kamar yadda yanzu ya faɗa. A gona ka same ka da bindigar.
He said that wasn't what he said. Can you just tell him what you stated, the last bit?
He says,
Continue, tell us.
okay, he says he picked the gun from his farm, and he refused to hand over the firearm to security service.
And he refused to?
If the he refused to hand over the gun to security service.
Sannan ka ƙi ka ba da wannan ita bindigar a security.
Mr. Salisu,
Yes,
that
madam.
he picked the gun from his farm and did not hand over the gun to security services.
Da ka samu bindigar a gona, sai ka ƙi ka je ka yi ba da ita a hukuma ka ce ga abin da ka samu a gona. Kamar yadda zai ke
Yes.
faɗa.
And she conducted it with his own to go and they committed criminal crime with this.
Officer, please repeat what you said. What is the last sentence?
The last, he conducted it is on his own use to go and commit crime with it.
Sannan ka riƙe bindigar ta kasance ta kace da kake aiki da ita kamar yadda yake faɗa.
Officer, then what happened?
What happened?
What happened? After you inquire from him and he told you that he will use the gun for his own personal interest, then what happened?
He didn't say that.
Did
he tell you that? So what he didn't say, you shouldn't tell us. This is just what you are thinking. So just tell us exactly what happened and quickly so that we can move on.
Okay, she was caught, was arrested in position of the.
Okay, thank you very much.
Is that it?
She never committed offense with it.
Sorry?
Speak loud, speak out.
I say he was arrested in the position of firearm, but he didn't committed offense with it.
But he did not commit
offense with it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, officer. While testifying, you mentioned that you recorded the statement of the suspect, Saleh Ali, both in English and Hausa.
Let the interpreter interpret.
Yes, malam. Ya ce, Sale, a lokacin da ka ce ka bindiga a gona, da ka ɗauko ta, sai ka ji ka je ka kai wa hukumar tsaro ka je ka ce to ga abin da ya faru baka yaka ba. Sai ka rike ta kana gudanar da al'amurorinka da ita kamar yadda yanzu haka yake fa. Ba haka ba ne.
He did not say that, Malam Salisu. Today, you people are stressing me. You don't want to talk. I keep on interrupting or interjecting. You just say, I don't even want to repeat. I have it on my records. He got a gun in his farm, which he refused to hand over to the authorities. That was it.
That's what we
Da ka samu bindiga a gona baka je ka kai wa jama'an tsaro ba.
Shikenan. Yes, the question asked by the prosecuting counsel. Can you repeat your question to anyone hear the question?
Where testifying, he mentioned that he recorded the statement of the suspect, Saleh Ali, both in English and Hausa language.
So?
This is my first time, my lord.
Do you understand our question?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Then interpret.
Yes. Yawwa kana ji ba? Lauya mai tuhuma
Okay.
ta yi tambaya a mai ba da shaida kamar haka. Ta ce masa ya ɗau jawabai, sun ɗauki jawabai, statement sun ɗau jawabi da Hausa da Turanci da Hausa duka, kamar da ta tambaye shi zai ba da ansa. Kamar da ya gabatar a gaban kotu. Sun ɗauki jawabai da yaren English da kuma Hausa, wai tambayar da take masa kenan. Zai ba da ansa yanzu.
What is your
I don't like the way this case is going on at all. Just ask him straight ahead. What is it that you wanted to ask? It's so stressful.
What is your response to the question that I asked you?
Question is two.
What is your answer?
Yes.
How will you identify the statements you recorded?
I will identify my handwriting.
I will identify by my handwriting.
By my handwriting.
Ta tambaye shi jawaban da za su gane da suka ɗauka, statement da suka ɗauka din naka. Sai ta ce, ta ya zai iya gane? Sai ce, ta rubutunsa da ya yi zai gane. Kamar haka.
Okay, may I only apply to show the witness the statement for identification purpose? Thank you.
Ko ta ba da dama a nuna wannan rubutun naka ya gani. Ko ta ba da dama.
My handwriting. It's my handwriting.
Ya kalla kuma ya ba da ansa kamar haka. Ya ce rubutuna ne in ji shi.
May not happen identify the first statement by the witness. My lords, may I humbly tender statement in evidence. Thank you.
Ya ce wa kotu lauya mai tuhuma ta ce kotu tunda kotu ta ga wannan rubutun nasa da aka ɗauka tana so kotu ta rike wannan a matsayin shaida kamar
Can the defendant see the documents from there? Do you recognize this document? Salihu asked him
yes, madam.
if he can see the documents on the screen.
Yes, madam. Yanzu haka nuna maka wannan jawabin daga nan cikin da aka iya ganewa. Ka daga muryarka sosai.
Can he move forward and have a look at it?
In aka sako maka fuska ka za ka iya ganewa ka daga murya ka bada.
Let him,
Za ka iya ganewa.
zan iya.
can he come forward and look at it? It's on the screen.
Idan ka gani za ka iya ganewa.
Can you turn the other page? Can he confirm if this is the document he printed?
Yeah. Malet, he didn't show it before now. He didn't show it now. We didn't see it.
You can, up till now, you have not seen it?
And we didn't see it. Even now, we didn't see it at all.
Okay, nobody there to assist you to look at, because it's been shown. What are you seeing on your screen? Can you see it?
Hello, from which gadget?
Yes, my lord, we see it now.
In open court.
Yes, my lord, we see it.
Okay, ask him again. Is this his thumbprint?
Wannan thumbprint shi ne wanda inda ka sa hannunka ne.
Ba shi bane.
Is not.
Ba shi bane wannan.
Ka ɗaga muryanka sosai.
Ba shi bane.
Ka duba da kyau. Ɗaya da English, ɗaya da Hausa ne.
Wannan ba shi bane.
Yes.
Wannan.
Nan duk ba shi bane.
Yes. Okay.
Nan duk ba shi.
Ka ɗaga muryanka sosai ka faɗa.
Ba shi bane sa.
Okay.
Ba shi bane.
How can you identify the one that you printed?
Ta yaya za ka yi ka gane wanda ka dangwala hannunka a jiki kai din? Ka ɗaga muryanka sosai.
Yanda zan gane a ranar wancan din ba shi da abin nan sosai a jikin nashi. Dole sai da aka sa ruwa kaɗan aka sa na dangwala ya tsana haka. Bitrus ya kama ya sa bai kama sosai ba. A dalilin rashin kama wannan yi sosai din rabin gaba da bai kama ba. Dalilin rabin da bai kama shi yasa zan gane.
So his thumbprint wasn't very visible on that day?
a lokacin tamfirin ɗin da kai a na ranar ɗin akwai wani wannan ne da ya faru.
Was not visible. It
Yau
was,
bane aka yi sauri.
bai fita mai kyau bane.
Okay.
let me have a look at the documents.
Ta ce a bata takarda.
The prosecuting counsel to mute her gadget.
My lord.
I've got this, madam.
In the process of trial, the prosecuting counsel wanted to tender the extrajudicial statement of the defendant, which the defendant denied the statements, emphasizing that it was not the statement he made because on the day he thumbprinted, water was added to the ink and the thumbprint was not so visible. After scrutinizing the document, I observed that the Hausa version of the statement was quite visible, while the English version is a bit faint. Therefore, this honorable court will admit both documents into evidence. The extrajudicial statement of the defendant in English language and Hausa version dated 23rd May 2024 is hereby marked as Exhibit Salih Ali 1 and 2, respectively.
I've got this, madam. Kotu ta karɓi wannan statement ɗin duka ta kalla ta duba. Daga ɗaya wanda aka yi shi da yaren English a yaren Turanci da Hausa kamar yadda ta gani lalle an samu tangarɗa ɗin kamar yadda ka faɗa. Sannan kuma ɗayan shi kuma kiliya ma ba wani matsala. Don haka ta ɗauke shi a matsayin shaida abin da kotu ta ce.
Thank you, my lord. Officer, while testifying, you also mentioned that you recover a pistol and 12 live ammunition, right? Open your mouth.
Can you interpret?
My lord, the question we didn't hear.
That you recover a pistol and 12 live ammunition.
Yes, ma'am.
Apart from that,
Excuse me. Please concentrate on what you're doing. He's yet to interpret. You need to ask him whether he heard you or not. I need not keep, you should stop stressing me. Pay attention to what you're doing. You have not heard him interpret to the defendant. Maybe he didn't hear you. Ask him again. I'm talking to you, counsel.
My question is, you recover a pistol with 12 live ammunition. This
Yes.
is my question.
Yes, my lord.
Akwai kun samu wani alburusai guda 12. Tana gaya masa sun samu alburusai 12 a wajen ka sai ya ce eh.
Na haka.
That's why we are not.
Sorry?
The network here is not working very well. That's why we are not looking here. This is the problem with the outside.
He has just asked the question.
From where
Just
network here is
repeat it.
it's not working very well. Sorry.
Your network connection is
Your
unstable.
network connection is unstable. That's what is showing us.
He has just interpreted your question to him. Can you just go ahead and ask the next question?
Thank you. Apart from the pistol, what again did you recover?
Recovered with cutlass and knife.
Cutlass
And knife.
Sai na ce goma ba wani alburusai sai me aka samu. Sai ce akwai sai ya faɗa akwai cutlass cutlass wani abu kaman wukan nan.
Akwai arda.
Da arda.
Arda da wuka.
Arda da wuka guda biyu.
How will you identify the set weapons?
Ya zai iya gane.
I will identify with exhibit number.
Talk loud, please.
I will identify with the exhibit number.
Ya ce zai gane wasu da lambar su da suka rubuta a jiki.
My lord, we apply to show the witness all the weapons for identification purposes.
That's good.
Ta ce tana neman a bata izinin a nuna masa duka abubuwan da ya faɗa din da alburushan da su addar duka sai ko ta ba da dama a nuna.
Look at it.
Let him hold everything. Let him take everything.
All it.
Wannan shi ne.
Sosai.
Wannan su ne.
Wannan shine addan, shine wukan.
Daga muryanka.
Wannan shine addan da wukan da bindigan duka su ne.
We are not asking the defendant. He should just watch.
Look at it and tell this honorable court. Is that the weapons that you recovered from the said suspects?
Yes, my lord.
Haven't identified the said weapons by the witness, my lord. We humbly apply to
He did not identify anything. He just said yes. I do
I
not
asked
know
him
what.
whether he identified them as the weapon he recovered. He said yes.
This is not good enough. He needs to tell me himself because he has so many things. I do not know what he
Officer,
has.
please pick it one by one. Tell this honorable court, this is that, this is that. Thank you, my lord, for the guidance.
My lord, this is a fabricated pistol revolver. And this is a...
Just a minute, one after the other. And you are not just showing me, you have to show the defendant as well. You are saying?
I'm saying this is the revolver, fabricated revolver pistol.
Salisu.
Yes, my lord.
Can you see? Can the
yes, my lord. You see, very well, my lord.
The defendant. Can you
Yawa.
see what is on the screen?
Kana kallon wannan?
Na gan shi shine da sha kama ne.
Mr. Salisu,
Yes, my lord.
is it from the correctional center?
Yes, my lord.
Can you tell one of them to tell them outside to pat down? They are interrupting proceedings. Yes, you are saying this is the revolver pistol, yes?
And there were 12 round left of ammunition.
Ai baran iya ganewa wannan su ne ko ba su bane ba dan sai an bazar da su in gane.
Please open them. Open them all. On them. Count 1, 2, count. Only 1.
2, 3, 4,
Slowly.
5.
You have to show him. You are not counting for yourself, officer. You need to show the screen. Can he see what you are doing?
My lord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Sune.
Pick the other exhibit. Keep that one.
This is his
This
only
is-
use.
This is?
This is his only use. You can't get Fulani without a knife and cutlass. This one is not an exhibit.
Separate the cutlass with the knife, please. It's two different things.
This is his own knife, and this is his cutlass.
Show him very well.
But it's not an exhibit. You said it stated something that it's not an exhibit.
So this one is his own use, but only the fabricated, the rubber piece is going to be exhibit.
Can you interpret?
Yes, Malam. Ya ce, wannan ita ce bindigar da kuma adda da kuma wukan nan da ya nuna ƙarama ta farkon.
Da bullet ɗin da bindigan da addan da wukan duka su ne.
Haven't identified the exhibit, i.e., the pistol with work-life ammunition, the knife, the cutlass by the same witness. The humble applied to tender same in evidence, Milos.
Gabatar da ƙarar ce tana roƙon waɗannan makaman da aka samu din a ɗauke su a matsayin saida kamar haka.
I need to say everything one after the other. Say it. Everything quickly so that I can write. Yes, with the knife. There's the fabricator revolver. There's the cutlass, the 12 bullets, and the knife. Okay. The other exhibit was Saleh Ali. Okay, 1 and 2. It should have been 1A and 1B. Anyway, I need to correct that to reflect 1A and 1B. Or the Hausa and English version of the extrajudicial statement of the defendant. The following items tendered to the prosecution witness of the police ID is hereby admitted into evidence as 1, a locally fabricated pistol as Exhibit Saleh Ali 2, 12 rounds live ammunition as Exhibit Saleh Ali 3, the cutlass marked as Saleh Ali 4, while the is marked as Saleh Ali 5.
As the court uses. Thank you, ladies.
Kotu sai ta karɓe su a matsayin shaida inda ta musu lamba daga 1 zuwa 5 kowanne an masa lambar.
Gode.
That was all for the prosecution. In the view of facts in this. Thank you very much for your patience and patience.
Mr. Salisu,
My lord,
ask the defendant if he has any questions to ask the witness. Does he have any questions for the witness?
kotu ta ce a tambaye ka, kana da wata tambaya da aka yi a wanda ya ba da shaidan nan? Kana da tambaya?
Ina da dai bayani.
Tambaya aka ce kana da tambaya?
Ina da tambaya.
Yes, go ahead.
Kai tambayar ka a shi wanda ya ba da shaidan.
Yawa. Oga Yalo, ina tambayan ka kai. Tambayan da zan yi maka shine abin da aka yi yanda ka faɗa kuskurenka da ka faɗa ɗaya ne. Bitrus ya ce maka ka rubuta abin da na faɗa a kai, ni bai tambaye ba
Just
ya
a
gaya.
minute, I'm trying to record what is saying.
Hankali, saboda kotu za ta rubuta. Ka yi magana ta hankali a hankali. Mu je muna jan. Ka dawo ba.
Okay. Oga Yalo, Bitrus mai gidanka ya tambaye ka. Cewa kar ma ya yi magana, ka rubuta abin da na faɗa wa kai.
Do you understand the question? What
Hello?
he just asked? Do
My
you
lord,
understand?
what the statement what I recorded is the
No,
one where
just a minute. I've just asked you a question.
Oh,
Do
no.
you understand the question he asked?
Yes, yes, my lord.
Okay. And what is your answer?
He asked me that my spirit officer tell me, he said what in the he is talking, not I write it. Only the one where I write it. I never add anyone.
What you wrote, you did not ask anybody?
I never add any statement on it.
Can you interpret?
Yes, my lord. Ya ce, shi ogansa, iya abin da ya sa shi ya ɗauka, iya shi ya ɗauka, bai ƙara komai a cikin manganinsa ba, kamar yadda ya faɗa.
Amma a lokacin akwai maganan da na fara, shi mai gidan nashi sai ya cike da abunan mukullin ankwa. Haka ya faru a gaban shi?
Just a minute. Yes.
Oh, understood what you talk, my lord.
Sorry?
I understood what you talk, my lord.
Your answer to what he just
Answer. He said, my spirit officer tell him, say,
he said when
take
he
a-
started telling his own version that he was hit with a key to handcuffs in your presence. Did that happen? That was his question. Can you interpret?
Yes, my lord, what is the answer that he said? We didn't hear
He
the answer
said
that
no.
Okay. Ya ce wannan bayanin da ka ce, ka fara bayani an tsaye da kai, har ma wani ogansu ya cike ka da kidin ankwa. Aka tambaye shi ya ce, a'a ba haka ba ne, in ji shi.
Ina da shaida da zan nuna tabbacin abun kayan da ya faru.
Is that a question?
Shi ne ya tambayar.
Tambatawa shine, amma ai maganan abunan da ya musa shi gaskiya ta yana nan bayyana, ni ina da lambar inda ya cike ni.
Yes.
Yes, my lord. I don't know that one. I don't know anything about this. You wanted to talk.
Can you interpret?
Yes, my lord, we didn't hear the something that he said.
Yes, your voice. Talk.
I don't know anything about what is talking about.
Wai bai san komai akan abin da kake faɗa ba.
Yaƙi ne kawai, yana sane don akan idonsa aka yi.
Yes. Any other question?
Kana da wata tambayar kuma?
Tambaya ta abin da nake yau shi wannan din har yanzu. Maganan da ake ce mun na ɗauki abu na gina ba wa gwamnati. Maganan gaskiya ai na ɗauko na zan kaiwo a CID a Oga Isa zan kaiwo. Na kawo masa aka ce mun shi babu shi ya rasu. Na tsortan ba su.
Just a minute.
Na gaya muku haka?
Yes.
Yes, I say talk.
Ai na gaya musu akan Oga Isa zan ba wa.
Just
You say you want take to go give our one of our personnel by name Isa.
Yes.
Let's put Isa.
Yes.
You say you want to go hand over to our personnel, one Inspector Isa. I see here Isa is not is dead. Why is supposed to do? Only
Why?
Isa having a security service.
Sorry, I didn't hear your last.
My last what I talk about, my lord. You say you want to go hand over to our personnel Isa, Inspector Isa, but he is late. Why he can't go and hand over to any security service?
Ka zo ka a lokacin da kace zaka ba da ita a Ispeto Isa. Shi kuma Isan ya rasu shi kuma. Sai suka ce maka ba dama ka ba wani ne.
Na tsorace su ne. Tsorata ne yasa.
Yes. Any other question?
Kana da wata tambayar kuma?
Iya wannan maganan shine abin da nake da shi ya mai girma mai shari'a.
Do you have the wound that you said you got from the key to the handcuffs?
Wannan da makullan ankon akwai wani yadda aka nuna ciwo ko wani abu da zai bada sai da haka?
Akwai.
Yes. Let him show it.
Da za ka iya nuna ba? No? Yes, my lord.
It's okay.
It's okay, come in.
Any re-examination?
No one will answer. That's good. With your kind permission, my lords. We finally complete the witness to be discharged. Thank you very much for your attention and kindness every minute.
Application granted. Thank you, officer.
In view of that minutes. Yeah, we are waiting for the partner to fix your bits, to do the needful minutes.
I do not understand what you are talking about. What is this needful? For the court to do the needful?
To convict him.
Did you apply for the court to convict him?
Sorry, my lord.
Yes.
In view of that, my lord, we finally applied the court to convict and charge the accused person. Accordingly, my lord. Thank you, my lord.
Can you interpret Malam Salisu?
Yes, my lord, we didn't hear the council submission.
I said, we finally applied the court to convict and charge the accused person as charged, my lord. Accordingly, my lord.
Lauya mai tuhuma ta ce bisa ga kammala jawabansu duka tana so ko ta hukunta ka akan laifin da ka aikata din kamar yadda take faɗa ne.
Allah saka mata ita.
Whether the facts as stated by the prosecution witnesses and the exhibits tendered by the witness reflect the true position of the case. Can you ask the defendant? Malam Salisu?
Yes, my lord.
Can you ask the defendant whether the facts and the exhibits presented before the court reflect the true position of the case?
Ko da ta ce a tambaye ka wannan kayayyaki da aka samu aka gabatar a gaban kotu a matsayin wanda aka kawo abin da aka gabatar yanzu a gaban kotu waɗannan kayayyakin ko kana da wani ja a kansu?
Ba ni da ja, kayana ne.
Ask the defendant whether there's any cause to show why he should not be convicted as charged.
Wanda ce a tambaye ka ko kana da wani dalilin da aka gabatar da kotu wanda ya sa ba za a hukunta ka ba?
Ba da shi ya mai girma mai shari'a sai dai na neman afuwa.
Conviction. The defendant, who is not literate in English language, indicated he wanted the charge against him to be read to him in Hausa language, and he pleaded guilty to the one count in the same charge when arraigned. The learned prosecutor consequently indicated her intention to conduct a review of the facts of the charge, to which the court adjourned the matter to today for review of facts. This is an exercise which is peculiar to such offenses and was not meant to require the prosecution to prove the allegation in a criminal charge which the defendant had voluntarily pleaded guilty to. By the provision of the law, except in capital offenses, once an accused person has pleaded guilty to an indictable felony punishable with term of imprisonment, the court is empowered, especially in relation to the Federal High Court, who by Section 33, Sub 2 of its Enabling Act, Cap F20, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, empowered to try criminal cases and matters summarily to proceed to convict the defendant. The exercise to do a review of the facts of the charge was consequently done now.
Kotu ta ce,
Okay, go ahead.
kotu ta ce, a irin wannan laifi da kuka aikata, doka ta ƙasa ta ba da dama a wannan kotu akan hukunta duk wani wanda ya irin waɗannan laifuka kamar naka kenan. Sannan akwai kuma hukuncin da ta tanada kotun duk wanda ya yi ga irin hukuncin da za a masa kamar haka. Kotun take magana yanzu. As court please.
I've listened to the learned prosecutor who has produced certain documentary and real exhibits which have been admitted into evidence and have proven that the locally fabricated pistol and the bullets are prohibited firearm without license or permit, which is in contravention of the Firearms Act, Laws of the Federation, 2004. The defendant has not produced any lawful possession of the exhibit. I'm satisfied against his plea of guilty and exhibits before the court that the case against the defendant has been proved beyond reasonable doubt, as is required by sections 137 and 138 of the Evidence Act 2011. In view of the plea of guilty entered by the defendant and in line with the provisions of sections 2741 and 2 and 3561 and 2 of Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015, this court hereby finds the defendant Saleh Ali guilty on the count and is convicted as charged. I shall listen to the allocators of the convict before I pronounce on his sentence. This shall be the judgment of this court on the basis of the charge brought before the court.
As court please, my lord.
Any record of previous conviction?
No, my lord.
Kotu ta yi tambaya kamar haka. Kamar yadda na gaya ma da dai. In mutum ya kasance mai laifi ya aikata laifi irin wannan akwai hukuncin da aka tanada. Sannan wannan kotu ita take hukunta wanda ya irin wannan laifi kamar yadda yanzu kai gurfana a gabanta. Don haka kan haka za ta maka hukunci. Sai take tambayar masu shigar da ƙara masu tuhumar ka. Shin ka taɓa aikata wani laifi makamancin wannan kafin a kawo kai wani ta tambaye su ne yanzu. To da mu ji ansar su ko ka taɓa aikata.
No. No,
Ta ce ba ka taɓa aikata makamancin wannan laifi.
Does he have anything to say to the court?
Kana da wani abu za ka iya gaya a kotu?
Ya mai girma mai shari'a, ina neman afuwa a wannan kotu mai girma.
Yes.
Bisa ga ni maraya ne kuma akwai marayu a gabana.
Yes.
Yanzu zaman da nake a nan matana kwanan nan ta kira ni a waya mun gaisa. Wayan makwabcinmu kenan. Bisa ga ba mu da abin da za mu ci kuma Jatuma ta tsohuwa ce.
Yes.
Ba wani wanda zai kan taimaka musu. Kwata-kwata ni din ne wanda suke ganin da suke tsammani in yi musu wani abu.
Yes.
A zamantakewa da take gaya mini yanzu haka akwai wani gari da muke makwabta da shi Shamka. A garin Shamkan take zuwa take yin surfe ta ɗauki dusa. Dusan shi take zuwa ta dama da ganye su dinga ci da yara da marayun yaran na da suke gida. Bisa ga haka ina neman kotu mai alfarma mai girma mai tausasawa mutane, ina son ta tausasa mini a wannan halin da nake ciki, ni ba mai fadawa ba ne.
What was his last sentence?
Ne kalmar ka ta ƙarshe.
Ce ni wannan bisa ga wannan abun ina neman alfarma wajen kotu mai girma.
Yes.
Bayan haka ina son ta tausasa mini, ni maraya ne kuma ga yara marayu mutum 8 a gabana ba mu da halin komai illa iyaka. Wannan shine abu da nake nema a wajen kotu mai girma mai tausayin jama'a.
This court will sentence the convict shortly.
Passport, please. Za a jira ta faɗi hukunci kuma. Yeah. Good, please, madam.
The convict Saleh Ali was arraigned before this court on a one-count charge dated 7th November 2024 and filed 11th November 2024. The charge reads as follows: that you, Saleh Ali, male of Geljuli village, Gujba local government area, Yobe State, on or about the 8th day of May 2024 at about 17:00 hours, at Shamka village, Gujba local government area, which is within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, committed an offense by doing an act with you are illegally found in possession of a gun. You thereby committed an offense of illegal possession of firearms, punishable under sections 28(1)(b)(3) and 28(1)(c) respectively of the Firearms Act, laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004. The convict pleaded guilty to the one-count charge, and the learned prosecutor from the Office of the Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice, Yobe State, applied for a summary trial, which the court obliged in line with section 2741 and 2 and section 375 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015. By the provision of the law, except in capital offenses, once an accused person has pleaded guilty or to an indictable felony, punishable with a term of imprisonment, the court is empowered, especially in relation to the Federal High Court, who by section 33(2) of its Enabling Act, Cap F12, laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to try criminal cases and matters summarily, to proceed to convict the defendant. The exercise to do a review of the facts of the charge was consequently done earlier. The prosecution called one witness and tendered 4 exhibits. I will give the testimony of the prosecution witness. The prosecution counsel tendered exhibits. The prosecuting counsel closed the case and submitted that the defendant, having pleaded guilty before the court with the evidence presented, asked the court to convict the defendant as to the offense he committed. Can you mute your gadgets, because we are interrupting? The registrar of court to mute his gadget, as well as any counsel or any person using their gadgets in court. This honorable court proceeded to inquire from the defendant whether the facts as stated by the prosecution witness and the exhibits tendered before the court reflect the true position of the case, to which question the defendant answered in the positive. The defendant was then convicted as charged. During allocations, the convict pleaded for the court to temper justice with mercy, being a family man that caters for 8 orphans and his aged mother. The offense of unlawful possession of firearms requires the prosecution to establish the following ingredients. 1, that the defendant was found in possession of firearms. 2, that the firearms were within the meaning of the act. And 3, that the defendant had no license to possess the firearms. See the State versus Olado 2011 LPLR Okashitu versus the state 2016 LPLR, Bille versus the state 2015 LPLR, and Momodu versus the state 2008, all Federation Weekly Law Report, part 44767. The main essential ingredient of the offense in count 1 prohibits the possession or control of firearms. The question is, was the firearm found in possession of the convicts? I note the testimony of the investigating officer in this case. The convict did not deny the testimonies of the prosecuting witness, but during cross-examination, challenged the witness into admitting that he had taken the pistol and ammunition to one Inspector Isa, whom he was informed is deceased, and he became frightened to hand over to any other officer and insisted that he was wounded by the police on his back. During statement taken, and showed the court the wound he sustained on his back. This honorable court, having analyzed all the evidence before the court, holds that the defendant is a witness of truth. I mean, the convict is a witness of truth. The testimony establishes the fact that the defendant had constructive and actual possession of the exhibit. He made effort to hand over to the authorities, but the police officer he knew had died. Therefore, I strongly hold that there has been credible nexus between the defendant and the exhibits found, and the essential element of possession is conclusively established. So also the second element of the evidence that the exhibit was indeed a firearm within the meaning of Section 2 of the Firearms Act. The second element is established as well. On the third ingredient, even though it has been established that being in possession of a firearm without license is a strict liability offense, that it is for the defendant to prove that his possession was lawful by producing his license. See Mohammed versus State 2019, LPLR 470-44-1 at 21 to 22, and Bille versus State Supra at 25 to 26. The defendant failed to do that. The prosecution have established by credible evidence that the defendant was in possession of a firearm. Concomitantly, the defendant had the evidential burden to prove that the possession, which had proof, is lawful, and the defendant failed to do. Thereby, all the essential ingredients of the offense has been proved as envisaged by Section 28 of the Firearms Act. Those of the Federation of Nigeria, Supra, I so hold. Consequent upon my findings above, the defendant having pleaded guilty to the one count, and this honorable court having tried him summarily pursuant to Section 632 of the Federal High Court Act, the convict Saleh Ali is hereby sentenced to 8 months imprisonment based on his plea of guilty on the lone count of the charge dated 7th November 2024 and filed 11th November 2024. The sentence shall be deemed to have commenced from 8 May 2024 when he was apprehended. He was arraigned on the 21st November 2024 and pleaded guilty before this honorable court. This is to serve as punishment to you and a deterrent to others. This honorable court admonishes you to stay away from crime or any of his appearances. Essentially, the essence of punishment is to obtain a reformation in the subject. You are enjoined to stay true to your words and lead an exemplary life after serving your sentence. The convict has been handed down a very light sentence based on the fact that he appears to be telling the truth, and he made effort to turn the exhibit to authorities. Meanwhile, this honorable court hereby orders as follows: the seized exhibit, being a locally fabricated revolver pistol with 12 rounds of live ammunition, as well as the admitted as exhibits, is hereby confiscated and shall be forfeited to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Federal Government of Nigeria, through the Inspector General of Police, pursuant to Section 28, Sub 3 of the Firearms Act, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, which provides that any court of law may order the forfeiture of any firearm or ammunition to which the offense relates, and any such forfeited firearm or ammunition shall be disposed of in accordance with the instructions of the Inspector General of Police. The other ammunition, the other knife and cutlass should be returned to the convicts after serving his sentence.
Escort, please.
The convicts, because the prosecution witness stated that it's part of the convicts, did he say Fulani, whatever? So it's not, I'm not going to take it as part of the exhibit. It should be returned to the defendant being, to the convict being a witness of truth. The convict has 90 days within which to appeal both the conviction and sentence if it's not satisfied with same.
Escort, please, my lord. Malam Sani, kotu ta gabatar da duka, ya kammala duka komai daga kawowa har izuwa ƙarshen magana ta ƙare. Kotu ta tabbatar da kai a matsayinka na mai laifi kuma ta hukunta ka kan laifin. Saboda haka wannan bindiga da ka mallaka babu izinin hukuma, dalilin haka shi sa ka hukunta ka. Babu wanda ya sai mallaki wani abu ba hukuma ba. Sannan kotu ta yi la'akari, ta yi dubi da irin shaida da ya gabata ya bayar da kai ma jawaban da ka bayar duka kowa ta gamsu da bangaren ta yi hukunci kamar haka. Ta ce ta ɗaure ka a wannan zaman gidan gyaran hali na wata 8, kamar yadda kotu ta faɗa, wata 8. Kuma wata 8 ɗin ya fara ranar 24 ne ga watan 2 na shekara ta 2024, shekara da ta wuce. Watan 11 na shekarar ta gabata shine ranar da kotu ta fara yin lissafi.
Ina godiya ya mai girma mai shari'a.
Sannan kuma akwai wuka da katilas. Ta ce wannan in ka gama zama ka je ka baka kayanka.
Na gode ya girma mai shari'a. Na gode.
The sentence shall be deemed to have commenced from 8th May 2024 when he was apprehended.
Escort, please, man. Sannan ta daga ranar 8 ga watan 5 ne wannan ɗin lissafin ya fara na ɗaure kan.
Na gode ya mai girma mai shari'a. Allah ya saki gama lafiya. Allah ya taimake ki.
Thank you. Call the next case.
My Lord, thank you for this wonderful judgment. My Lord, once again, let me apologize on behalf of all prosecuting cases from Attorney General Chamber. There are some procedures that is unknown to us, more especially this issue of review of fact. This is my first time engaging in this. Yes, for review, but this is my first time engaging in this particular procedure.
You can sit because it's a virtual procedure.
So we appeal to you to please be patient with our labs, with them from you. Even the virtual sitting is from you that we start hearing. So please bear with bear with us, because actually we notice we're not doing the right thing. Me as a senior counsel, this is the first time of engaging in review of facts. I even want Bama so that we learn from him, but you don't have exhibit to them. That's what I have to learn, which is sometimes. That's why I said, let me try my law. So please be patient with us, but we learn a lot from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Counsel, for the apology. Like you stated, we all learn every day. Yes. So unlike the traditional court sitting, sometimes the virtual court sitting is more strenuous. So, but when you are on the same page with counsel, easy. But when there are lapses here and there, of course, it can be stressful for all. But I do understand and appreciate the apology. And if I'm a bit harsh, I'm sorry as well. But I know it's not easy, but I thank you all the same.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please call the next case.
That number, FSS, DMs, and CS, we have 2024. Take care of Nigeria and Salma.
Yes, my lord. The defendant is present here at the correction site. And it speaks out.
So my apologies, my lord. My lord, we have asked this court to put down a matter to 11 a.m., my lord. And unfortunately, my lord, that time has been overtaken as a result of the ongoing trial, my lord. My lord, may I ask for the secretary, my lord, to...
Where were you when this matter was called?
So, my lord, my landlord just informed me that it is my matter that was called, so I just realized that it is not. My
Just
apologies.
think that you don't pay attention. This matter earlier stood down should be called.
That number, FSS, DMs, and CS, force, competent file. Take care of Nigeria and Ahmed Sani, aka Michi.
Yes, my lord. The defendant is present here and he speaks out, sir.
Thank you, my lord.
Thank you very much.
With the greatest respect and much honor, my lord, I am Usman Bamana. My humble appearances for the complainant.
May it please this honorable court, my lord. MD Ngoyi. My humble and respected appearances for the defendant.
My lord, the matter is selected today for review of fact of this case and subject to my lord convenience, you are ready to proceed.
I am equally ready, my lord.
My lord, the prosecution intend to review the fact of this case through Mr. Abubakar Garba Adamu, who is the exhibit officer in this matter. My lord, may I apply Mr. Abubakar Garba Adamu to be invited to the witness box, my lord. Thank you.
Let's go.
Nan gabatar da kara za a kira shaida na farko da zai fara ba da shaida kan wannan magana.
I,
Abubakar Garba Adamu,
duly affirm to state that
duly affirm to state that
the evidence I shall give
the evidence I shall give
in this case,
in this case,
in this court,
shall be the truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Yes, my lord. PW1 has been affirmed. He is male, adult, and
You can have a seat, officer.
sit down. Face the camera.
Yes.
Once again, tell this honorable court your names and what do you do for a living.
My name is Abubakar Garba Adamu, public servant working with NDLEA, Yobe State Command.
How long have you been working and what rank do you attain so far?
1 year. My rank ASN2, Assistant Superintendent of Narcotics.
Please tell this honorable court for all these 1 year, what are your schedules of duties?
My schedules of duty are receiving of suspects with exhibit, weighing the exhibit, field testing the exhibit, issue some forms which witnessed and arresting form.
Tell this honorable court, what do you know about the defendant in this matter? The defendant is there at your screen.
Just a minute. Can you interpret Mr. Salisu?
Yes, my lord.
Although he counsel, but still.
Wannan shi ne shaida da zai gabatar da shaida kamar haka. An masa tambayoyi kamar haka. Yaya sunansa? Me aikinsa? A ina yake aiki? Ya faɗi sunansa, ya faɗi yadda yake aiki, ya faɗi matsayinsa a aiki. Sannan shi ne yanzu ake ci gaba da masa tambayoyi kamar
Mr. Garba, have a good look at the divided screen, particularly with the caption Fortis Group Correction Center. You will cite the defendant standing trial. Can you identify him?
Yes.
Good. Tell this honorable court, what do you know about the defendant in this matter?
On 16th of January, I was in office and they brought Sani Ibrahim Liki into our office. And they come with exhibit inside a black nylon polyethylene bag.
And let him just tell him. Interpret.
Yace a wata ranar 16 ga watan ɗaya na wannan shekarar da muke yana ofis yana zanna an kawo ka da ofisoshin suka zo da kai da wata leda baka kamar yadda yanzu yake.
Yes.
Then I asked Sani Ibrahim Liki, I say, are you the owner? And he answered me, yes, he is the owner. Then I told him I will open the bag so that you know what is inside the bag.
Is that
Then he says, it's okay, I should go ahead.
Yauwa, sannan ya tambaye ku izini kamar haka bayan kawo ka da ledar. Ya ce yana so su duba da wannan ledar ne a ciki. A gaban ka da kuke ba wannan ka duba a gaban kamar da su gudanar da bincike a kai. Shi ne zamu yi.
Yes.
Then I opened the black nylon. I found a dried weight inside, which is called as cannabis sativa. And there is a tramadol capsule and XOR and D5. Then I will test the cannabis sativa. It was found positive. And I will test the D5 too. It was found positive. And I will test the tramadol. It was all found positive. Then I weigh it. So I weighed the cannabis sativa first. It was 148 gram. Then I secondly weighed the tramadol, which is 4 sachets. Then I remove some pieces out of it and will test it. And the weight of the tramadol is 17 gram. Then I carry the exhaust and weigh it too. It was 110 gram. And the final is the D5, which is called as diazepam. I weigh it and it is 11 gram.
Yace bayan da aka kawo wannan leda bakar, ta aka kunce cikin da aka buɗe, sai aka wani busasshen ganye ne a ciki wanda ake zargi ta bar wuyu ne da wasu ƙwayoyi kuma masu haukatarwa. Akwai turamol a ciki. Shi wannan busasshen ganyen an gwada nauyinsa gram 148 ne, gram 148. Sannan tramadol an gwada shi ma gram 17 ne. Sannan kuma akwai exol shi ma an gwada shi gram 110 ne. Sannan akwai D5 shi ma an gwada nauyinsa gram 11 ne. Duka nauyinsu kamar yadda suka gwada ya ba su sakamako.
Is that all?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Mr. Garba, in the course of your testimony before this court, you informed this court that when the defendant was brought before you, when you asked him of the ownership of the state exhibit, he answered you in the affirmative. You issued some exhibit forms to him, namely certificate of a test analysis, fighting of the substance form, and request for scientific aid from. Am I correct, please?
Yes, my
Please,
lord.
you see the said document, will you be able to identify it?
Yes, my lord.
Thank you very much. How can I identify it?
There is my handwriting with date and sign, and the case file is NDLEA/YBSC/002/2025.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please have a good look at my screen and tell me where are they the documents you're talking about. Is this the have a good look?
Yes, my lord.
What of this?
Yes.
What of this?
Yes, it's the answer.
Thank you very much. You further inform this honorable court that when the defendant answered you affirmative that the exhibit belongs to him, you informed this court that you kept the bulk of exhibit in your custody for safekeeping. Am I correct, please?
Yes, my lord.
Is the said exhibit before this honorable court?
Yes, my lord. Yeah.
Good. My lord, we apply for the witness to step out of the witness box and display the set exhibit, my lord, to the screen of this of the camera, my lord, for identification.
Yes, go ahead. He put it on the there. Can he put it there where it can be seen?
This is the pieces of cannabis sativa that is concealed inside the white bed.
Can you show the bulk of the exhibits to the? Can you display it at the camera so that we can have a look?
Can he just line up everything where we can see? I can't. Okay, these are the.
Yes. Yes. And they are 53
Yes.
in number. Yes, my lord.
The
cannabis sativa.
in sachet.
They are 53 in
pieces.
Now, thank you very much. Now the court will be interested to know what is the serial number of the use for identification on the said exhibit.
This is tramadol capsule.
How many sachets?
There are four sachets.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is G5. That is a fact.
How many are there in numbers?
Some of it have been in
okay. How many are there? How many was the weight?
The number I did not count, but the weight we only weigh, but I did not count how many inside.
Can you count it now?
Yes. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and the remaining one is being granted.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The serial number, please. The reference number, sorry.
That not the NDLEA YBS 002-2025?
Have you mentioned it? Yes. Yes, my lord. Thank you very much.
Yes.
My lord, having identified the bulk of exhibits, we sought to tender the packing of the substance form, the certificate of the test analysis, the request for scientific aid form, and the bulk of exhibit, my lord, in evidence before this court. Thank you.
Exalt.
Okay, you still have exalt.
Yes.
Please mention it. What are you doing?
This is the exalt.
Okay, this is the,
Yes.
what is the weight?
The weight is 110.
Thank you. Is it in sachet or
No.
in bulk?
Yes.
Thank you. My lord, in the circumstances, we sought to tender the packing of the substance form, certificate of a test analysis, request for scientific aid form, and the bulk of exhibit in evidence before this court.
Any other exhibit earlier tendered? Following exhibits are hereby admitted into evidence. The certificate of test analysis form, packing of substance form, and request for scientific aid form hereby marked as NDLEA Ahmed Sani 1A, 1B, and 1C respectively. The bulk of the exhibit of dried meat kept inside white transparent polythene, comprising of 53 pieces of compressed dried meat, 4 sachets of tramadol tablets, 21 tablets of D5, and Exol weighing 110 grams is hereby marked as NDLA Amesani 2A, 2B, 2C, and 2D respectively.
Most of that. My lord, that's all for the examination in chief.
Wannan ƙwayoyi da aka samu da shi tabar wiwi duka suka ce suna so kotu ta ɗauke shi a matsayin shaida. Kotu ta ɗauke shi a matsayin shaida sai masa makamiya kamar haka ta ajiye shi. Sannan shi wannan lauya mai tuhuma dama ya ce ya kawo su ya nuna akan kotu ta tabbatar da wannan a matsayin shaida kuma kotu ta karɓa kamar haka.
Any cross-examination?
My lord, we have only one person to be witness, my lord. As Mr. Garba, The exhibit you tendered before this honorable court, that is a driving, the tramadol, Exol, and the diazepam. I'll be right to say you make a pretext here in Damaturu, but not taking it to Lagos for forensic analysis.
We have already sent it. We used to do the field test first. So, and that field test, it will show you the result.
Just answer the question straight. Just answer the question. Listen to the question and answer.
Yes.
That's all for the.
Yes, my lord, that's all for the prosecution. My lord, we apply for the witness to step out from the witness box.
Application granted. Thank you, officer. Show the defendant the exhibits. The exhibits before show the defendant and ask him whether those recovered exhibits were the ones recovered from him when he was arrested.
Ahmed Sani. Wayannan ne shine abubuwan da aka samu a wurinka lokacin da aka kama ka?
You are muted, Malam Salisu.
Ahmed Sani. Wayannan ne su ne abubuwan da aka samu a wurinka lokacin da aka kama ka?
Sune da Allah sune.
Abubuwa jawaban da aka gabatar wa kotu mai girma da wayannan abubuwa ya tabbatar abubuwan da ya faru daidai ne?
Abubuwa muke nema wurin Allah ke nema. Ya tabbata.
Yes.
Yes, my lord. Before, my lord, we close our case, my lord, the prosecution intend to tender the following exhibit across the bar. My lord, the first is the letter of transfer from the Guru local government to the NDLA office of the Guru of the Guru area command, my lord.
Just a minute.
Okay.
The first being?
My lord, the first is the letter from the Guru local government to the Guru area command NDLA. It is dated on the 16th day of January 2025. My lord, the second is the confession statement, my lord. Is a statement of the defendant, which includes the English and the Hausa version. This is the English version, and this is the Hausa version. We sought to tender all across the bar.
Yes, my lord, we have no objection.
Last exhibit was exhibit what? Okay, 2D. The statement of the defendants in Hausa language and the translated version into English language dated 25th day of January 2025 is hereby admitted into evidence as exhibits NDLEA Amesani 3A and 3B respectively, while the letter titled Transfer of Exhibit to NDLA Office, Guru Local Government Area, dated 16th January 2025, marked as Exhibit Amesani 4.
Lord, the complainant having discharged our evidential and constitutional burden, we urge my lord to convict the defendant as charged.
Lauya mai gabatar da ƙara yace bisa kammala duka jawaban da aka rubuta duka da kuma kayayyakin da aka kawo gabatar duka a gaban kotu, yace yana so kotu sai ta ma hukunci akan wannan abu, kan wannan domin.
Means we have to off the inverter. It's off. Okay, then can you on the ACC and thank you. Whether the defendant has any cause to show why he should not be convicted as charged?
Ko da ya tambaye ka, kana da wani dalilin da kake ciwon zai sa ba za a hukunta ka ba? Kai magana
a taimaka min da Allah. Ina nan da azumi Allah wata ta rasu.
Ask him the question again. Does he have any cause to show why he should not be convicted as charged?
Kana da wani dalilin da zaka nuna wa kotu wanda zai sa ba za a hukunta ka ba? Dalilin ba za a
Seems like they're having challenges. I didn't hear him. Is there any reason he has just pleaded guilty? Is there any reason why he should not be convicted as charged?
Kaga an tambaye ka ka aikata laifi kuma ka tabbatar da haka. Sai ta ce akwai wani dalilin da kake shi wanda zai sa ba za a hukunta ka ba? Dalili?
A taimaka min. Taimaka min da Allah.
And I don't want to listen to his explanations. He should answer the question. He will be given time to explain. You ought to explain that to him.
Amma yanzu ta ce kana da wani dalilin da zaka nuna a kotu wanda zai sa ba za a hukunta ka dalilin ka.
Ba wai a taimaka min. A taimaka min da Allah duba maraice na. Ina cikin wani hali.
Tell him I don't want to repeat myself again. He should just answer the question asked.
Kana da wani dalilin da ba za a hukunta ka ba?
In view of the plea of guilty entered by the defendant and in line with the provisions of sections 2741 and 2 and 3561 and 2 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, this court hereby finds the defendant Ahmed Sani guilty of knowingly without lawful authority arrested in possession of illicit substances and thereby committed an offense contrary to and punishable under Section 19 of NDLEA Act, Cap N30 laws of the Federation of Nigeria. The defendant, Ahmed Sani, is hereby found guilty and convicted as charged. I shall listen to the allocators of the convict before I pronounce on his sentence. This shall be the judgment of this court on the basis of the charge dated 27 January 2025 and filed 30th January 2025. Any record of previous conviction?
The convict has no previous record of conviction. That, as part of the mitigating factor, the convict have not caused any trouble in the course of investigation of this matter, and at the same time, he did not stress the complainant my lord in undergoing a rigorous trial. However, my lord, as part of the aggravating factor, my lord, I refer this honorable court to the confession statement of the defendant. The defendant has involved himself in drugs since 2000, as clearly stated in his confession statement.
lauya mai tuhuma yana gaya wa kotu cewa kotu kai ta tabbatar da cewa lalle kai mai laifi ne kuma akan wannan laifin.
And later in 2023, my lord, the convict graduated.
Allow him to interpret to the defendant.
Bisa kammala duka jawaban da ta yi, ya tabbata kai lalle mai laifi ne kuma akan laifin za ta maka hukunci. Sai ta tambayi lauya da ya kawo ƙara, lauya mai tuhuma, shin ka taɓa aikata laifi makamancin wannan a gabansu? Sai ce a'a baka taɓa ba. Sannan kuma sun gudanar da bincike, ka ba su haɗin kai wajen bincikensu, babu wani gardama ko wani faɗa ko reni a cikin sauƙi aka samu komai a wajenka. Shi ma lauyan ya ba da wannan sai da cewa baka ba su wani wahala ko wuya akan gudanar da ayyukansu ba, kamar yadda ka ba da wannan hanya mai bullewa. As court, please.
Yes, my lord. The convict, my lord, got in touch with drugs for the past 20 years, my lord, sometimes in 2000, as clearly stated in his confession statement.
And
after 23 years, my lord, in 2023, he graduated, my lord, to selling and dealing in drug activities. I urge my lord to consider the fact stated in sentencing the defendant. Thank you.
No. There are the evidence that I just handed over to you now. The convict's extrajudicial statement. Do you have anything to say to the court?
Kana da wani abin da za ka iya a kotu ne?
Wadda tsohuwata ina hannun nan da azumi wallahi ta rasu. Jiya ta mata, yanzu sai matata da ‘ya'yana guda biyar a taimaka min dan Allah, dan annabi. Su ne hannuna wallahi nake ji, da su nake kwanciya nake tayi. Da Allah taimaka min.
Ask him whether he has been involved, whether he's been smoking cannabis sativa since the year 2000.
In shekara ta 2000 kana shan wannan abun ne? Kowane mu'amala kake da shi?
Wallahi gona ce ta sa da fara.
Da faɗi sosai ne.
Wallahi da na fara harkar gona ne ko na da 'yan gonan nan. Shi ne wallahi na fara. Amma ni sigara ma nake sha. Sigara nake sha. Wallahi ba zan ƙara yi ba mana. An ce ba zan ƙara ba wallahi. Wallahi ba zan tuba.
Just a minute.
Ko a gurin hakan na ƙara hukunta ni. Wallahi ba zan
Can you
sake ba.
just tell him to shut up? What does he do for a living?
Me sana'arka a mazauninka?
Sana'arka gona nake yi. Da na gama karatu nake yin gona. Da na gama karatu nake yin gona.
Gona.
Wannan ma kayan 'yan gona ne.
Apart from smoking weed, does he sell? Is he into the business of selling and dealing?
Kana sayarwa ne kana mu'amala da ita ko kuma iya sha kake yi?
Sha nake yi kawai. Sha nake yi kawai.
Tell him that he's not telling the truth because in his statement, he has narrated how much he gets it from and how much he sells it.
Ka ba da labarin ƙarya. Ila baya ka ce kana sai da ita ne kuma yanzu ka ce kana sha ne.
Sha nake kawo 'yan gona ne muke kawo 'yan gona. Sha nake yi. Ba na sayarwa sha nake yi muna kawo 'yan gona ne. 'Yan gona muka kawo. Mun siyo mun kawo 'yan gona ne.
This honorable court, having listened to the plea, mitigation shall sentence the convict shortly. Sentence. The convict Ahmed Sani was arraigned before this court on a 2-count charge of being in possession of 125 grams of cannabis sativa, 17 grams of tramadol, and 11 grams of D5 tablets suspected to be narcotic substance suspected to be narcotics and psychotropic substances, thereby committed an offense punishable under Section 19 of NDLEA Act. The convict pleaded guilty to the 2 counts, and later counsel, the prosecution applied for a summary trial, which the court obliged. In passing sentence on the convict, the fact that the convict pleaded guilty to the charge of false arraignment and of the fact that he appears remorseful are factors which ought to inform the sentence which this court will pass. This court has also taken into consideration that the convict is a first-time offender before this court. But this court is also required, especially in cases involving illicit dealing in narcotics and controlled psychotropic substances, to take into consideration the nature of the drugs or psychotropic substance involved. In this case, I have to consider the amount of dried weed substance and psychotropic substance recovered from the convict when arrested on the 15th day of January 2025 during a raid operations by officers of Joint Task Force at Tabia Market Guru, Yobe State, which joint operation was led by the local government chairman, meaning that the convict had become a menace to the society to the extent that a joint patrol had to be set up to arrest such miscreants in the society. The adverse effects and colossal damage it causes the society is unquantifiable, jeopardizing people's lives by the ingestion and selling of these illicit dried weeds and substances. Therefore, there is the need to give a deterrent sentence to send the message that such acts are not acceptable. This honorable court, having regard to the considerations and analysis which I've done above, and also having taken judicial notice of the fact that the convict had showed remorse by willingly or voluntarily assuming responsibility for his conduct, by pleading guilty on arraignment, and also of the fact that in first-time offender, I have to consider the position of the convict as at the time he committed this offense, which certainly betrayed him as a commercial dealer. If the convict is one of such dubious businessmen, he should desist forthwith. He should engage himself in legal business that would contribute to the development of the society, not to engage in such disgraceful activities that will destroy the society he lives and gets his sustenance from. This honorable court encourages the convicts to turn over to a new leaf and be reformed. Consequently, having regard to the considerations which are analyzed are factors which ought to inform the sentence which this court will pass. In the final analysis, I hereby sentence you, Ahmed Sani, to 6 months imprisonment for the first count and 3 months imprisonment for the second count for the offenses you have been convicted of, to commence from date of arraignment. The sentence is to run consecutively. This is to serve as a punishment to you and a deterrent to others. This honorable court admonishes you to stay away from crime or any of its appearances. Essentially, the essence of punishment is to obtain a reformation in the subject. You are enjoined to stay true to your words and lead an exemplary life after serving your sentence. The exhibits found in the possession of the convict without lawful authority shall be returned to the office of NDLEA and shall, as condemned substances, be confiscated and forfeited to the federal government of Nigeria, and shall, portion to the extant laws of Nigeria, be destroyed by the NDLEA at a public function. It will organize for the destruction of all judicially condemned narcotic and psychotropic substances. The event shall, on NDLEA's invitation, be witnessed by representatives of the Nigerian Police Force, Nigerian Civil Defense Corps, NAFDAC, NESRIA, as well as the press, both the print and electronic media, and the general public. The convict has 90 days within which to appeal both the conviction and sentence if he's not satisfied with same.
Malam yau kotu ta gabatar da hukuncinta akan shari'ar da ake gudanarwa. Sannan tuhuma biyu ne. Ɗaya tuhuma kotu ta ɗaure ka wata 6, ɗaya tuhumar kuma wata 3. Sannan ta ce ka nisanta kanka da wannan al'amari saboda wannan al'amari ba abu ne mai kyau ba. Sannan kuma ta ce a sanar da kai hukuncin nata lallai yana cike sassauci, amma duk da haka ma an bai gane ka ba za ka iya ɗaukaka ƙara daga nan zuwa kwana.
Allah fata da kai, Allah sa gama lafiya. Na gode ran gyare. Allah ta gama haifa. Na gode, Allah maki albarka.
This case, I don't know. He is a user as well as a dealer. So he should be rehabilitated. Anyway, call the next case. He should be rehabilitated.
Case number, addresses like DMs, myself, like Young, like 2024, between Pedro and Salma Salus.
Salma. Yes, my lord. The defendant is present here at the correction center and he speaks Hausa.
Representation.
Yes. With profound respect, I appear for the defendants. My name is Y Yusuf from the Legal Aid Council of Nigeria.
I'm waiting for the defense.
Yes, my lord. we have an alternative narration subject to the convenience of the court. We intend, my lord, the defendant to change her plea from guilty to not guilty, my lord.
The court clerk to read out, translate or interpret to the charge, to the defendant from English to Hausa language.
Salma, kotu ta ba da dama lauya mai kare ki ya ce suna so su canja daga a wannan ba. Ana so a karanta miki tuhuma za a ƙara karanta miki. Yanzu za a karanta sai ki saurara ki ji sosai.
Zan karanta miki abin da ake tuhumar ki da shi a turance sai in miki fasara ta Hausa.
Zai karanta miki da
Count
turanci
one.
ko
That you, Salma Salisu, on or about 22nd day of August 2024 at Nguru, Yobe State, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, did unlawfully take and detain 4-year-old child with the intent to deprive the lawful guardian of possession of the said child, and thereby committed an offense contrary to Section 27 of the Child Rights Act 2023, punishable by law. Cewa ke mai suna Salma Salisu a rana ta 22 ga watan Agusta na shekarar da ta gabata a Nguru karkashin a nan jihar Yobe karkashin wannan hukunci na kotu mai girma ba doka ta baki izini ba, kin ɗauki yarinya mai shekara 4 da niyya ana ta mu'amala da iyayenta, wanda yin haka laifi ne wanda hukuncinsa na karkashin sashe na 27 na yara wanda aka sabanta 2003.
Do you understand the charge just read out to you?
Kin fahimci abin da na karanta miki?
Na fahimta.
Since you said you understand the charge, how are you pleading to say charge?
Inda kin ce kin fahimta, kin aikata ko baki aikata ba?
Ban aikata ba.
The defendant pleaded not guilty to the first count charge.
Yes, go ahead, read the second count.
Zan karanta miki tuhuma ta biyu. Cewa ke mai suna Salma Salisu a rana ta 22 ga watan Agusta na shekara 2024 a Nguru nan jihar Yobe karkashin wannan hukunci na wannan kotu mai girma ba tare da doka ta ba izini ba, kin niyya ki sayar da jariri mai shekara 4 wanda yin haka laifi ne na safara ga yara na 2015 wanda aka sabanta.
It did not say jariri. They said a child. They didn't say a newborn.
Yaro mai shekara 4.
Do you understand the charge just read out to you?
Kin fahimci abin da na karanta miki?
Na fahimta.
Since you said you understand the charge, how are you pleading to say charge?
Tunda kin ce kin fahimta, kin aikata ko baki aikata?
Ban aikata ba.
The defendant pleaded not guilty to the second count charge.
Yes.
Zan karanta miki tuhuma ta uku. Cewa ke mai suna Salma Salisu a rana ta 22 ga watan Agusta na shekara da ta gabata, misalin karfe 1 a Nguru nan jihar Yobe karkashin wannan hukunci na wannan kotu mai girma ba tare da doka ta baki izini ba. Kin yi niyya domin ki yi bulaguro da yaro mai shekara 4 zuwa Kano, wanda yin haka laifi ne wanda hukuncinsa na karkashin sashe 13 layi na 1 da kuma 2 ba na tafiyar da jarirai yara wanda aka sabanta 2015. Kin fahimta?
Na fahimta.
Since you said you understand, how do you plead? You said charge.
Tunda kin ce kin fahimta, kin aikata ko bai ki aikata ba?
Ban aikata ba.
Yes, my lord. The defendant pleaded not guilty to the third count.
Having pleaded not guilty by the suspect for the fault.
Through the date. 27th May. This matter is hereby adjourned to the 27th day of May, 2025. The defendant is to continue to be remanded at the Potiskum Correctional Center till the next adjourned date.
As God please, my lord. Kotu ta ɗaga wannan zama ci gaban shari'a zuwa ranar 2 ga watan 5 na wannan shekara.
27.
Ranar 27 ga watan 5 don ci gaba da shari'a nan.
Yes. Any, do you still have?
That's all, man.
Okay, Mr. Salisu, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, you and Mr. Ibrahim. And Potiskum Correctional Center officers, thank you so much as well.
Thank you, my lord.
Thank you. Then Registry of Courts, thank you as well. And all the council that appeared today, thank you.
Thank you, my lord.
You have